Hey guys, this is acservicetech, and today what we're going over is a comparison of brazing copper tubing with a high temperature braze rod and an air acetylene torch setup. One set of tubing is going to have nitrogen being flowed through it at 3 cubic foot per hour. This is our nitrogen tank. It's a 60 cubic foot tank with a nitrogen regulator and a nitrogen flow reg. You have our hose connected right here, and it's connected right over to here. And our second tube, we're going to end up brazing this joint right here without any nitrogen flowing through it at all. We're going to close off the end so it's a smaller air opening on both sides. In this case, we have a access valve over here. It's not brazed in, it's just crimped in. And then on this side, we're going to end up partially closing that off. We have a cap with a hole drilled in it. In the case of a longer section of copper tubing, you can put a piece of tin tape over the end and just poke a hole in it. We're looking for the oxygen to be displaced, but not to pressurize inside the tubing. In the case of refrigeration or air conditioning tubing line set, you could have your tubing already ran, swedged into place, and then you could end up flowing nitrogen through one port, and then you could have the nitrogen flowing out of the other port. Just to give you a look inside of this, it's fairly shiny in there right now. We'll go ahead and take a look at it after I'm done brazing. To set the nitrogen tank up, what we do is we make sure that our thumb screw is backed out, not all the way, but just backed out most of the way. Then you're going to go ahead and open up the nitrogen tank, and then we're going to read our pressure right here on this gauge. In this case, we only have about 600 psig left in this tank, and then on this gauge, we're going to be able to read that once we go ahead and turn this thumb screw down. We only want to turn this up to about 50 psig so that we don't blow the relief valve on the nitrogen flow reg. Then we're going to go ahead and adjust this nitrogen flow reg, and you see the ball rising right here. It's setting the volumetric flow of the nitrogen, and we're going to go ahead and set that ball below the 5 down here. So it's going to be running at 3 cubic foot per hour. If you try to do this with a gauge set instead of a nitrogen flow reg, you're probably going to pressurize the tubing too much, and then when you go to put your braze rod on here, it's going to end up having the nitrogen come out through the braze rod, and you're going to end up having a leak. It's essential to have a nitrogen flow reg anytime that you're trying to do any type of brazing for a system. Now we're going to go ahead and start up our air acetylene tank and setup here. We want to make sure that our handle here is closed, and now we're going to go ahead and turn this key valve counterclockwise. To do that, we're going to use our ratcheting service wrench. We're going to go ahead and put that on here, and we're going to hold the tank, and we're going to turn it counterclockwise. You only have to do that about a quarter of a turn, and that's it. You may have a handle here, and you may not need this, but for this square drive right here on the top, this is the perfect tool for that. Now we're going to turn this thumb screw inwards, and that will allow the acetylene to come to our torch setup. We have our wet rag. We're going to go ahead and just cool this down now, and then we'll take our cap off and see how we did. You see that we're actually wiping this oxidation off right on the outside right now. You don't want to end up circulating that through your refrigeration system the entire time it's running. What that could do is it could clog up the filter dryer, or it could mix with the oil and not allow the compressor to get lubricated as much as it should be. The other thing is you could have the oxidation mixing with possibly anti-corrosive compounds, and which could gum up the TXV. Now that this is cool, we'll go ahead and take off the cap. Still a little hot. If you can see in there. That looks pretty good. I'll also go ahead and stick my finger in here, and you see that we're not getting any oxidation dust on my finger right here. You will see, however, when we braze without the nitrogen, that we will get a lot of dust coming out of there. To shut the tank down, then we just go ahead and turn this to the off position, end up letting this go ahead and drain the nitrogen out. Once that ball drops down and our pressures are at 0, we're going to go ahead and back out our regulator, and everything will be known to be off because the gauges will be reading 0. And now we'll go ahead and back out the thumb screw right here. And here's the one that we're going to end up brazing without any nitrogen flowing through it, just so you can take a peek on the inside. Pretty shiny on there. This is how far I have it closed off on this end. We're going to have this in here, and we're going to put that same cap with a hole in it, just like that. I'll go ahead and cool this down, and you can see that we're once again wiping all this oxidation off the outside of it. Now that it's cooled down, we'll go ahead and take the cap off. It is very tight since it is still hot. And let me show you the oxidation that is inside. So all this stuff is what's inside of here. So it's no good. Now granted, you may have just nitrogen pressure tested before brazing, and there might be still some nitrogen left in there that's displaced some of the oxygen, but once you start brazing, you're going to end up having air in the line still, and you're still going to have this kind of a problem. So you want to make sure that you're always running nitrogen when you're brazing with a high temperature braze rod. I hope that clears some things up, and if you're looking for the tools used in this video, such as the nitrogen regulator, the flow reg, the acetylene torch setup, braze rods, or ratcheting service wrench, I have them all linked down in the description below. If you want to support this channel, any shopping done through Amazon, after clicking the link down in the description below or the comments section, that ends up giving a commission to the channel. The prices are exactly the same on Amazon. It's just a way for you to support the channel. And if you want to support through Patreon, head on over to patreon.com/acservicetech, where we're rewarding the members there by adding extra content such as articles, videos, and answering questions. Patrons pledge either $1, $3, $5, and up for any new AC Service Tech video uploaded to this channel. In return, and out of appreciation for their support, I add extra content over there at Patreon, and I also spend a lot more time answering the questions there. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll see you next time at AC Service Tech channel.